Hello and welcome to The Hague. What a week it has been so far. We have heard the most incredible stories. We've seen the most amazing sport, and there's still loads to come.
There is indeed. And look, they have let us out to the studio, so we've come to watch the wheelchair rugby. Now, this is a brilliant event, a popular event, and when they play in, the atmosphere is electric. I think it's my favourite event, actually.
Yeah, but I think it's because you don't think there's any rules.
There aren't, are there?
Yeah, it is absolutely brutal. But I'll tell you, the UK team will definitely want to improve on the silver medals that they won both in Toronto and in Sydney.
Now, the rugby team is a close-knit family led by a former army engineer with close links to the sitting volleyball, the basketball and rugby teams. Here's Tom's story.
I'm Tom and I'm the wheelchair rugby captain. 2012, I was in Afghanistan and we were clearing a compound and there was gunshots to the roof of the compound and to a tree line out the back. I was sent to check the back area, and as I went to check the back, I stood on an IED. It's quite difficult to describe being a double amputee because it just happened overnight sort of thing, you know. I woke up one day, I didn't have my legs. I'd say that sport has massively impacted my life in positive ways. I'd say the main one is to be active again. Because I don't use prosthetics at the minute, I'm not really that active, and sport has helped with that massively. Every week I go rugby training and I look forward to it every week, and being part of the UK team as well. I look forward to the weekends away and I'll miss them after the games when they're gone. In life generally, I struggle to make conversation with people. I struggle to talk in front of people, and I always have. I don't even know where to start when it comes to me being captain. I did not expect it when I got asked. My wife said, just go for it. They clearly want you for a reason. I guess as captain, it's kind of forced me to stay in contact with people, talk to people, sort things out for people, help people however they need helping. I wouldn't have done any of that if I wasn't captain. The biggest strength of the team, I would say, is our togetherness. We work together, we fight together, and we'll win together.
Oh, I find watching that with Tom particularly emotional, and I'm trying to wonder why. Is it because I suppose he's such a man mountain and he talks so well about, you know, that he struggles to make conversation, and I mean, it's amazing that he's been open about it.
Yeah, but that's recorded before the games. Then you see him out here and you see him be the physical man mountain, but you see the actual like rock that he is to the team as well. And that's why we're here. It's the healing power of these games.
Well, of course, Tom was delighted that Team UK were unbeaten in the pool matches and won their semi-final against France with ease. Now, we know Tom's aspiration was to make it through to the final. And he did.
Oh, yeah. So here is how the teams lined up in the medal matches. The UK were up against the United States in a repeat of the first ever wheelchair rugby final from 2014, where, of course, the Team UK took the gold in a hard-fought contest, while France and Australia went for the bronze medal. So let's join Steve Brown and Eddie Butler in the commentary box. The USA lead 15-11 in the second half as we join it.
Tom Folwell benches the ball, looks, turns, finds that gap. The UK need a turnover somewhere. Vicky Ross finds the US getting away from her. The lob pass. But Garlic strolling over, a slow rumble over the line. Wilkinson does well to create space for Vicky Ross. Folwell close at hand, takes it, under pressure from Garlic. Should be in. Oh, those dancing wheels. too has been a powerful presence in this final. Josh Smith, he can't go back into his own half, finds he doesn't have to. Folwell is back, no score, so that is the turnover the UK need.
Yeah, the tide changes with things like that, and if you watch the pass, it's very rushed, no communication behind the player, and there was plenty of time for US to think of other options, keep their composure.
Wilkinson, urgency now that there is time. Dave Wilkinson, solo effort, the gap down to 2. Green, 12 seconds, clock is ticking. He'll be conscious of it. Safely there. Little threaded pass. And the US take their time. Sean Runnell's the scorer there. And that 3-point cushion re-established. Kelly Leonard covers the inside for Tom Folwell. Vicky Farr up ahead. Folwell a bit stuck. Whistle's gone. Josh Smith comes back. Ross finds Paul Gray. Green rushes out and blocks one side. Gray tries to go through the middle and loses it.
US are doing very well on that key defence. They're making it really hard to get through. The UK seem to be struggling to keep hold of that ball.
Vicky Ross does hang on to it. They still need one of those turnover moments to stop the US scoring. Kenny Gwynn, with a little bit of help from Brent Garlick. And Kevin Green takes out Vicky Ross, all legal. The road is open until Tom Folwell arrives thunderously.
A little reminder there what wheelchair rugby is all about. And Tom really won't let this go without a fight.
Here it comes. It is what wheelchair rugby is all about. UK's ball, 2 points to difference. Wilkinson, Vicky Ross, he is allowed to form an advanced guard. Wilkinson up to halfway, but then the pass is regathered by Folwell. He does the overhead flick. Vicky Ross will just reach it. No, Kevin Green comes away with it. The long ball forward, Josh Smith after it. And just when the UK needed one turnover, they now need 2, if not 3. They trail by 4.
Your heart goes out sometimes, doesn't it? When you're in a situation like that, Tom worked so hard to keep the ball in, but he was going to lose chair position. And then the same happened on the other side, the court there for Vicky.
Long ball. Folwell waits for Gray to provide the cover. And then back to Wilkinson. Good stretch by number 2, Dave Wilkinson. Time is running out. 3 points separate the 2 finalists. Josh Smith in no hurry. Kevin Green to Kenny Gwynn, who slows it all down. 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go. The lead back to 4. Vicky Ross off on the sidelines.
So it's a turnover a minute now. that GB are going to need.
Folwell just directs Dave Wilkinson. Help me out here. Wilkinson obliges. Kenny Gwynn in possession, then the sudden acceleration. Josh Smith, the inside pass. And that precious cushion grows again. Cross under pressure, caught in the corner, but she gets the pass away. Folwell can't gather it. He claims and wins. Folwell. Good reversing by Paul Gray in front of him. Kenny Gwynn weaves, dances. Brent Garlick up ahead. Josh Smith in support. Everybody checks. And the point is awarded. US down to 3. Brent Garlick in the bin. Folwell has a corridor opened up for him. But time is running out. Less than a minute to go. There will be a huge American celebration. They lost to the UK in the round robin, and they have overturned it. The inside pass to Sean Runnels. Kenny Gwynn, who has been brilliant in this final.
That was a real team try there. It went through every set of hands, lots of very good passes, making it possible.
They'll keep going. The long, hefty hurl up the pitch. The inside flick more delicate. Paul Gray. 2 seconds. It is all over. And the United States are the champions of wheelchair rugby at the Invictus Games.
Right, it wasn't to be for Team UK, but wow. I mean, coming away with the silver, but what a show they put on. That was an incredible match. And I've got to say, I was in there last night. The atmosphere was absolutely ridiculous. And you've just got to remember, Alex, most of these competitors have never competed in front of a crowd before, and that atmosphere was as good as any Paralympics or Olympics, any big sporting moment that I've ever seen.
Well, it's a big performance, and when you think about some of the competitors that we've spoken to in here and the fear they've got of just leaving the house and then coming to The Hague and then doing that, it is incredible.
Yeah, nothing like throwing yourself in at the deep end, eh?
Absolutely.
It really helps. Well, in the bronze medal match, Australia beat France in a convincing win. The score was 27 points to 12, so a big congratulations to the Rolling Diggers.
Great name.
Yeah.
Now, last night, the medals were given out by the Duke of Sussex, who really does like this competition in particular. He watched the whole match, really loved it. I remember when they launched Invictus back in 2014, he had a go, didn't he?
Yeah.
Now, was he a dirty player or was he all right?
Well, he ended up in the sin bin at one point.
Say no more.
But
Say no
I
more.
don't think he was being a naughty boy. I think if you understood the rules, I'm not going to get into it.
Which I don't.
Yeah, well, it's not, you don't think there's rules. We've established that.
That's why I think it's so great. But look, that's the lovely picture at the end there.
Yeah.
Now, we're delighted to be joined by two people who we've seen competing for Team UK this week, Lisa Johnston and Ben McComb. Welcome both. Good to see you. Now, first of all, Lisa, we need an introduction to your friend here.
Well, this is Ted, and the reason behind Ted is that with all the training camps and the time that I've spent away from my boys, they wanted to come with me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, boys, you can't. And they were like, well, what can we do? So as an idea, I kind of made Ted, who's also got amputee, like me, comes off. So every time I give him a hug, it's like I'm hugging my children. So that's where he comes in.
I love the little paw at the bottom of the
He's been everywhere with me, he has. He's been through it all.
Oh, and you know what? We've been watching you all week, Lisa, and I've loved reading about your story as well and how far you've come. Can you believe how far you've come?
No, I cannot. I couldn't imagine this when this happened at all. It is like, whoa, how far I've come. Like you said it. Just, it's incredible.
And now going home with a gold and 4 bronze medals.
Yes.
Congratulations, amazing. The boys, 1 each, plus an extra one.
Plus, I get the gold, and the others can fight amongst themselves, yeah.
I mean, you've spoken about your boys already, and coming into this, you know, you had said that the thing you really wanted to do, though, was you know, run in front of them and show them that it could be done. How did it feel at the end of the 400 metres in particular, when you were sort of, you know, when they were there to greet you over the line?
As you said, my 2 younger ones have never seen me run, and that was my whole reason of coming here. And that was a hard, really hard 400 metres. And halfway through, round the track, I couldn't do it. And I started walking, and I felt so disappointed. But then I heard people shout and cheer, and I could hear I could tune into my boys, and I could hear them. And that's what got me through. The crowd of boys. And words can't describe how amazing I felt for talking to my boys and they were saying how proud they are of their mum.
Of course they are.
It's amazing, isn't it? You started me now. So
I know.
It's amazing the power you find, though, when it comes to your children, isn't it? It is fantastic. And Ben, we spoke about you last night, actually. You had a mention, and we spoke about how your Invictus journey, and the swimming in particular, has helped to strengthen your bond with your young boys as well, Seb and Archie. Yeah. Tell us a bit about that, then.
So in 2019, I competed in the Warrior Games when Seb was 4. And obviously that's the age when he can start to take up swimming lessons on his own, and it was a great sort of coincidence basically, but it sort of, I suppose, put him in a position where he kind of saw the end goal really, rather than just sort of going to the pool and just kind of having a go. So it's something that he's found himself like to absolutely love, and I think coming out here as well and you know, seeing the just what you can kind of go on to do after you've been injured. He kind of has an understanding of what my injury is, but he can't perhaps see it in the way that you can with other people. So it's great for him, like, to sort of experience that and sort of go forward and, you know, think that that's normal, really.
Yeah.
And Ben, you're one of the team members who's still serving, so I'll probably call you sir, actually. How does Invictus help you, actually, with everything you learn about yourself, to sort of go back to your job and you know, bring a new sense of empathy, even?
So my next role, so I'm on a course at the moment, I finished the course in about 3 months, but my next role is at a almost like a rehabilitation centre. Right. So in many ways I've kind of gone full circle, really. So I've gone from sort of being on one side of the fence to you know, completely being on the other side of the fence in a way, really, where I suppose I've lived that journey, so I kind of get not necessarily the intricacies of, you know, each person's injury or sort of mental health struggle or whatever it is that kind of goes with it, but there's a general sort of like understanding of what you kind of go through, and a lot of energy can kind of go from that into, you know, each individual person, and you know, just help them try and recover as much as they can, really, because it's not easy. So yeah, knowing that there's people there for them that do genuinely care within that sort of chain of command or within that sort of organisation is brilliant, I think.
It's a lifeline, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Lisa, and Ted. I'll get us some tissues in a second.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked a lot about family this week and how being part of Team UK is like being part of an extended family, no matter your injury or illness. Now, the UK rowers are a great example of this, aren't they? They have a very strong bond. But as Stef Reid found out, they're also proper hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
We are here at the rowing venue and we're about to watch rowing Invictus game style. But I'm going to warn you, it's about to get very loud. It all kicks off with the endurance event. 4 minutes of pain. There were high hopes for Team UK in the men's IR4, but Shane Russell fell out of the medals right at the last. And there was disappointment for Rachel Williamson, losing out to Kerry Tessier from Australia in the IR3. Next is the IR5 women's Lucy Holt. She's going for gold. Oh, we're 3 minutes in, and this is where it really starts to hurt. Come on, Lucy! Huge congratulations. How are you feeling?
Completely overwhelmed. It was a hard race, but I kind of stuck to my plan and I knew what I needed to do and put it out of the bag in the end.
The final endurance race of the morning was the women's IR6 with a strong UK presence. Victoria Ross and Sally Renard setting the early pace for Team UK. I'm a little bit nervous for Victoria. She looked very emotional at the start, and this could really go either way. I think we might get 2 medals. Gold for Victoria and bronze for Sally. What a result. What do you guys think about Mummy's performance?
She's awesome.
Oh, how about you?
Mummy's a superstar.
Oh. You were quite emotional before that race. Can you tell us a bit about what was going through your mind?
Again, it's associated with my PTSD. I was just so scared that I couldn't do it, but I held strong and I got through it.
So what made you hold strong?
The fact that I've got these 2 delicious human beings right next to me, I've got to show them that no matter what happens, you have to work hard and you can overcome anything.
Up next is a sprint event. 1 minute of pure power. We have Shane about to go. He was so close in the 4-minute coming forth. Can he get a medal this time? Oh, he's giving that everything he has. He's almost bouncing off his chair. Wow, amazing work from Shane to end up in 2nd. How did that feel?
Horrendous, but my family are here and they're supporting me, so I had to make their trip worthwhile as well.
Victoria Ross went for gold again in the sprint, but this time she came away with a bronze. After missing out earlier in the endurance, Rachel Williamson went head-to-head with Carrie Tessier once again for sprint gold. She is rowing her heart out. This is her last race of her Invictus career, and oh, I hope she gets that gold medal.
What a way to finish my Invictus sort of career as such. I just had to go for it. Don't hold anything back. Just give it absolutely everything. And I'm so glad I did. PB, gold medal, and I can't stop crying.
We have Lucy and Kelly coming up in the women's IR5 1-minute sprint. Can Lucy get a 2nd gold medal? Come on, Lucy, go, go, go! Oh, come on, come on, she did it! She won the gold and a bronze too for Kelly Leonard. Amazing!
I didn't actually realise I'd got bronze. Neither did my husband. He gave me a cuddle. He thought I got 5th. So we both thought it was 5th, and then I walked in. They were like, "Oh, you got bronze." I was like, "Okay, that's really great. Thanks."
Congrats, and Lucy, 2 for 2.
I know. I'm so proud, and I'm so proud of this one as well. Like having her alongside me and coming home with the 2 medals. I think is great.
What a day, and what a sport. I'm exhausted, and I didn't even do anything. This is not a sport for the faint-hearted.
No, brutal.
It's not a sport for Alex, by the sounds of things, if we're being honest.
My goodness.
But loving Steph's energy there. Oh,
absolutely.
Brilliant. Well, joining us now are brothers Tony and David Morris from Team UK. Tony, the atmosphere in there was unbelievable. It was like a wall of sound, which I was proudly part of that wall, and I was going absolutely mad in there. It's such a brutal sport. And you said, you know, that getting to the end, you know, was what you wanted.
Yeah.
How was it? How did it go? I mean,
it was a real mixture actually. I did obviously the 4 minutes and the 1 minute. Yeah. And the 4 minute, I actually cried before we went on. I was so tired with the other sports and activities, and even just walking around the camp, that I was really worried that I was in Sheffield trials all those years ago now. Yeah. I had to be carried out of the stadium. I was that exhausted afterwards, and I was just worried the same would happen again. So I wanted to get to the end and get out under my own steam and hopefully achieve my personal best as well. But unfortunately, that wasn't to be.
Never mind, you're here. That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
Now, if we cast our minds back to 2018, and you said, I want to focus on what I can do, not what I can't do.
Yeah.
And you were inspired to do exactly that by taking part in the Invictus Games. But what exactly did inspire you then to be here today in The Hague?
I had worked as a welfare officer as one of my roles in the service, and I'd seen some of the guys and girls that I've been looking after had gone through this, and I thought I would apply for Sydney originally, but I wasn't quite well enough.
Because you've got chronic fatigue.
Absolutely, and I wasn't managing it particularly well, and I was still quite poorly. But knowing, you know, that I'd seen the benefit others had had, and I knew what David was going through, and I thought David was probably ready at his stage of the journey to maybe take on the challenge first, and so I suggested he apply.
David, we obviously met out in Sydney.
Did you?
And this year you come back as a vice captain for Team UK. Yeah. I mean, and you're such a linchpin of this team, and I can see the growth that's come between the two games.
Yeah.
And you're always giving out the hugs as well. I mean, how have you found that role? How important has it been to you?
I love it. I think I've taken it more seriously than the actual sport, and you know, I've loved doing the sport, but being the vice captain for me is making sure that people are aware that this can be something fantastic and lead on to a really, really good future, and to put them at ease and to stop them worrying about the games and to just enjoy it, be present and enjoy the moment.
Yeah. Now, you two come from a long line of military personnel, so in some ways it's sort of inevitable that you might be sharing an experience like this. But how proud are you, Tony, of what Dave is doing at these games and how far he's come to get to the role of vice captain?
Yeah, extremely proud. David's really struggled all the way back from the original incident that led to the PTSD, and you know, we've seen him struggle to manage himself, struggle to even organise his own daily life, daily routines, as a consequence of the issues, and to go from there to leading and inspiring others and supporting others, you know, emotionally, physically, mentally, all the rest of it through the games. It's an incredible transition. It's taken time, but it's, you know, it's a really good place. It's really good to see him in that place.
You two have the best relationship. I was just saying earlier, I hope my boys has the same sort of relationship as you've got, because you're so supportive of each other. Have you had time, Dave, to reflect on what's happened and, you know, over the last week?
Yeah, I've made sure that I am present, like I said, and I've been to support all of his sports. He's been to support mine, and it's been incredible, really, because I think I felt more comfortable this time around, because you know that there's somebody in the crowd that is proper willing you on, that is not just there to give a bit of a cheer. They're willing you on, and you know that this is going to be memories for the rest of our lives. It's going to be incredible.
Well, it has been incredible. Honestly, guys, thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
Well, that's all for the evening. Join us tomorrow for your final programme of the week, where we'll be racing over to the other side of the park for the cycling, and we'll have some wheelchair basketball.
Yeah, I can't believe it's the last programme already. Well, join us tomorrow on BBC One at 7:30, and in the meantime, have a good evening.
Night.
Bye. Thank you both.